right, welcome to the Joe McNeil Podcast. And today's show is action-packed. I've got my son, Jehu McNeil, here. We're going to talk about LIV golf, TGL, the state of professional golf, all things golf covered in this episode.
Yep, it's going to be a fun one.
Theme music. All right, welcome to the podcast, Jay.
Good to be back.
All right. So obviously we're in the golf business and we are no shortage of opinions.
No.
So right off the bat, this is going to be, I don't have a huge research team. So I'm going to say we're going to err heavily on opinion. And I'm not going to say light on facts. We've got the general idea of the facts, but everybody listening to this, comment, give us your opinion. We have gotten away from having, just normal discussions. We can't have discussions anymore without hating the person that we're talking about. And I'm talking about anything. And hey, we're okay. You don't have to insult us. If you feel the need to insult us, we will read it at the next podcast. But just come on, comment. Tell us what your opinion is. Tell us why we're wrong. Sell your point of view, and maybe we'll find some common ground.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. So in my opinion, the world of professional golf is an absolute train wreck, disaster, and it's a colossal just failure of leadership, in my opinion. And it's been this way for the past 4 years.
Yep. No, I would agree.
So in 2022, I have some work here. In 2022, Phil Mickelson, who one of my favorite players growing up. So when I was growing up, I came in on Tiger's dominance. That's how I got into golf. My grandfather was golfing. Golf started becoming, just something in the news. Tiger was winning everything. And so we kind of did that. Obviously a fan of Tiger, but he started winning so much, you started rooting against him. You would root for somebody else because it was it wasn't, not saying it wasn't exciting, but it was just kind of of course, Tiger's winning again.
Yeah.
And so Phil Mickelson was that guy for me. He was winning, but he would not win majors. And I watched him win his first major and all that. So I really liked him. He was the man of the people, easily, besides Tiger, the most popular guy on tour. Signing autographs, blessing children. We were at a tournament. You went to this one at Crooked Stick. It was the BMW Championship in 2012 in Indiana. And I remember Charlie Hoffman dropping so many F-bombs 2 feet away from you guys. And we're like, oh my gosh. And I think one of the guys he was playing with, Jeff Ogilvy or something, was like, dude, be quiet. There's kids. And then up comes Phil Mickelson handing a 3-year-old a glove and signing. We couldn't get him to pay any attention to us, but it was totally night and day how he was treating people. And so I was big fan of his and love the PGA Tour. I still love the PGA Tour. I love golf. I love professional golf. I love that there's a way for anyone to get out there and make a living if they're good enough.
Yeah.
You need some money. I mean, the qualifying is pretty expensive, but there is a pathway, and you don't have that with the NBA, NFL, and those are the only other sports we care about.
Exactly.
So 2022. Okay. Along comes Phil Mickelson. And again, this is opinion, light on fact, but he's on some type of podcast or interview, or somebody interviews him or something and asks him about LIV Golf, which is being backed by Saudi money. And he says, well, I know they killed, I can't pronounce the guy's name, and they have a horrible record on human rights. Why would I even consider going to LIV? Because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reshape how the PGA Tour operates. They obviously, nobody liked that.
Yeah.
And it probably should not have been said in public for sure. But it was my understanding from the situation, obviously not inside the room, but that Mickelson was one of those guys like Tiger had come up before social media, before YouTube, and the PGA Tour owned all their media rights. So I'm not exactly quite sure how all this works, but he didn't own any of his highlights or, things like that. So he couldn't use them, couldn't profit off of them. They weren't getting profit sharing off of that stuff.
Yeah.
And he was looking at it and was like, hey, I think we should get a cut of this. I'm not in disagreement of that. And I don't know if there was ever a sit down or it was kind of rejected. But they would not sit down. The PGA Tour commissioner would not sit down with Mickelson, so he sought other avenues. It's a free country. I don't have any problem with that. Seeking other avenues, whether this one's the right one or not, um, remains to be seen. So go ahead and let's just give some opinions. What's your opinions leading up to that of the formation of LIV?
I mean, I don't have anything against Live, at all,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not, a huge Live supporter or whatever, but, I think it, grows the game, makes it fun,
yeah,
it's not where you have to, take it so serious all the time,
yeah,
those guys give everything for golf, so,
yeah,
they might just wanna kick back and relax a little bit,
yeah,
and so I think Live kinda helps with that, and then, they're making a buttload of money, so,
yeah, yeah. Which is everybody forgets that, right? So when LIV came out, this was my problem with everything. Everybody became the most pious, righteous person on the planet. How dare he do something for money? We're all doing something for money.
yeah,
Every single person out there on tour would not be playing.
if it wasn't for money.
Yeah, because they couldn't, because it's a game
Yeah.
and it's entertainment. So
Yep.
so Live launches and the PGA Tour responds. They suspend every single player that went. So for me, I'm like, and you were in this too, the junior golf world. And I'm like, there's 100 different tours in the junior golf world.
Yeah.
You're not relegated to one. I understand the PGA Tour wanting to protect itself, but what I want to go through the timeline a little bit, and then I'm going to say what I would do and how I would have handled it, and then I want your opinion on how you would have handled it or what you see. But they suspended everybody. It became this huge thing, and then it became. I didn't know golf was like this, but I see it now. Golf is controlled by a bunch of elites, and they have the arm of the media. Immediately, you're talking, you would have never seen a scenario that they would have turned on Phil Mickelson.
No, they loved Phil.
Loved him. And threw him under the bus. You're talking everybody. Everybody's so righteous. They didn't underpay on their taxes by so much as a dime. But he is out there murdering people. And I'm not debating the morality of any of this. I would say all the people in the media, the golf media, Brandel Chambly, who is so opinionated, are not the moral compass of anybody.
No.
So they they throw him under the bus. They throw everybody under the bus. But at the time, this would be so much better if I had the facts, but he's older, but he's still fairly high ranked in the world rankings. Dustin Johnson, John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks
Yeah.
Koepka, Sergio Garcia. These are guys like Tyrell Hatton, guys that had been fixtures on the PGA Tour. I grew up watching these guys, so it was sad to me that it split. But I didn't understand why the tour was so butthurt by everything. I was like, this has to be about money. That's everything's fought over money. It has to be about money.
Yeah, because if you think about it, there's the DP World Tour.
Yeah.
And they can go over there and play, and
The PGA Tour loves the DP
Yeah.
World Tour
and so
because no superstars play it.
exactly.
But it's a good avenue. So what's the problem with competition? Why are we so offended and upset by competition?
I know.
Because all the LIV guys immediately start their own YouTube channels. So all of a sudden we realize, oh, you're not allowed to have your own YouTube channel on the PGA Tour. It's
Yeah.
obvious.
Yep.
Or something, or there's so much restrictions or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So then they suspend all these players. So it's obvious, like the tour is immediately like this is competition, and they are going to take this rival league down, and they're blackballing and smearing everyone. And so now what's next is the official world golf rankings. Okay. This is a governing body that determines the rankings in professional golf. So when I think about that, I think, well, it's got to be unbiased, right? So every professional event probably carries some type of ranking. I'm thinking because this is the way the junior golf world works.
Yeah.
If it's a good field, you get higher ranking. If it's a poor field, you get lower ranking. They deny LIV players any world ranking. No, you're not getting any world ranking. Now, again, I wish I had all these facts, but I've heard enough about this and I've read enough about it that I think I'm, 85, 90% correct.
Yeah.
So they say, well, it's because you're only 3 rounds. So because you're only a 3-round league, no cut, that's not competitive enough. So you're not getting world ranking. The Champions Tour is 3 rounds, no cut. They get ranking.
Yeah.
So, okay. And then we start hearing all kinds of things. So, all right, now that you're not getting world rankings, Dustin Johnson, Bryson, all these guys that have high ranking, they're now considered playing against nobodies.
Yeah.
So without ranking, unless they've won a major, they're not going to get into the majors. That's why this is important, because they didn't care about playing other PGA Tour events. They were not trying to cross that. They just wanted to play their majors. If you look at like the NFL players are retiring by age 30. Golfers are playing into their 50s. These dudes don't want to do it. The money's too big anymore. And you can see them wanting to retire 35, 40, or at least less, right? I think the tour mandates 20 events a year. I think it's somewhere around there. That's a lot. Like when you think about it, you're like 20 weeks of travel. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like if I go take Destiny to a tournament and then we get a week off or we go again or we do 2 weeks back to back, it's exhausting. You're living out of a hotel. It's tough. And I can imagine these guys have families.
Yeah, like you want to be able to see your family and hang out with them.
Right.
Like,
And the whole reason you're playing, you enjoy the game, but you're trying to provide for your family.
yeah.
So they got these enormous contracts with LIV. Massive amounts, like $250 million, things like that, which that's been part of golf for a while since Tiger. Tiger brought so much money in. Tiger was getting 100 million contracts with Nike. Rory was getting that. Jordan Spieth was getting that with like AT&T and stuff. And so they were getting paid. So they act like this is the first time. They've had endorsements for years. But they're like, how dare they get paid? Contracts. Okay. Again, I really don't have like, I'm not sure why. It has to be money. That's the only reason, because in my opinion, and I've watched some LIV, they did some cool things. It's not my cup of tea. I like these guys, but why it's not my cup of tea is it doesn't have the history on these events.
Yeah.
So I grew up watching, the Honda Classic that was on down in Florida. You grew up watching Scottsdale and obviously all the majors. So they're now creating this league, and it's teams and things like that. But the guys are good. We know they're good. Bryson DeChambeau shoots a 58 at it's in West Virginia, but it's at Greenbrier.
Yeah.
Okay, so he shoots 58. Immediately, the media comes out and downplays it. Oh, it's at Greenbrier. It's so easy. Well, Stuart Appleby shot a 59 there on the PGA Tour when the PGA Tour held their event there.
Yeah.
So why it's so biased in the way that they're doing things. So the world golf ranking, all these guys are tanked. They're just, they're in trouble. But Dustin Johnson had won a major. Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, Mickelson, Sergio Garcia. There's a lot of major winners out there. So they're still getting into the majors. And I think it's like early on, like right off the bat, right? They finished in second.
Yeah.
One like Brooks and Mickelson finished second in the
Mickelson
Masters.
played good in the Masters.
Mickelson had right before LIV had just come off he's the oldest major winner in history with the PGA win.
Yeah. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, and they're like, they're diminishing these guys, right? They're has-beens. They're all has-beens. Well, like, I mean, why you got to call them that?
Yeah.
Why do we got to be so disrespectful in a game that is supposed to be honor? So then we get word of an exhibition league that Rory and Tiger are putting together called TGL, the golf league. It's like simulator league. Well, all I've heard for the past several years is LIV is exhibition golf. Well, the PGA Tour has done exhibition golf forever. They used to do Shell's Wonderful World of Golf and be like Sam Snead against, Ben Hogan or, whatever it was. They've done exhibition golf forever, but they're insulting it because LIV doesn't think they're exhibition golf. Like, they're professional golf and these guys are trying to win. And there's good players out there.
Yeah.
So is it a money thing? Like, I mean, is this like TGL is simulator league?
Yeah.
It's clearly exhibition golf.
Yeah.
And Tiger's even, I have this quote from him. It's not traditional golf, but it is golf.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, LIV golf is not traditional golf, but it's golf. It's
Yeah.
on an actual golf course, not a simulator. So how does, I mean, obviously I'm an old head that's the history of the tour and all this stuff, and you're much younger. How is the younger your friends, all that, how are they viewing TGL, LIV, all this stuff?
Yeah. Well, like with LIV, I think what's great about that is like it brings a whole new group into golf. Like it's not just all old men that want to just have quiet and like play golf.
Yeah.
You got all the young college age kids that want to go out there, play music, have a ton of fun while they're playing golf. And so like I think it just brings in a lot more people in.
So you think it's growing the game?
I do,
So
especially
the
with
PGA Tour would say no.
yeah. But like it's also like if you look at their YouTube channels as well. They're starting those millions of followers.
Yeah.
And so that also is growing the game as well.
And what do you on YouTube? What do you watch on YouTube?
Like you got Bryson's channel, that one's great, and then like obviously Grant Horvat, Brian Bros, Bob Does Sports, and then like even Phil's channel, like
Yeah.
they're a ton of fun.
Yeah. And you watch those quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why is that more interesting? Or I mean, what is that about that that's interesting?
I don't know, it's just fun. Like it's not just the same old boring golf. Like they actually do stuff that's like interesting in it.
Yeah.
It's different every time.
So that's what Tiger did to the game. When I started, we were terrible. But we had to wear these like 90-pound polos that didn't breathe, humongous baggy khaki pants. It was fun because I think I was almost 13, 14, and you had to dress up. It was kind of cool. We went with grandpa, but everybody that taught you golf back then was like 90 years old.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. You're quiet. And I do love that about golf. I love the reverence. I love the, it's quiet clapping. It's, we don't trash talk, things like that. But Tiger comes along, and I always remember growing up, we weren't even allowed, like, don't lift weights. Don't lift weights. You'll ruin your swing. Tiger comes along, and early on, he's like working out. Dude looks like a cornerback in the NFL. He's jacked, and he's hitting it so far. If you saw the clubs, you've seen the clubs we used to use, these little metal woods. He had a steel shafted driver. He's smoking it, destroys Augusta National, wins by 12. Then that was in 97, I believe, that he won that. And then he doesn't win again, opinion, not not fact. But then he wins. He wins everything. But the U.S. Open, he won by like 15 shots.
Yeah.
Dominating, but there's this move away from fat old guys with heavy baggy clothing, and Tiger wore the baggy clothing. It's pretty funny, to all of a sudden tight fitting, muscular athletes.
Yeah.
These are athletes, and Tiger totally changes that. And so, what we're seeing with like YouTube is you're like, it's younger, it's fun. They're doing these matches. You got good, and these guys are like playing money matches, and lo and behold, they're getting a lot of professionals to do it too.
Yeah.
Again, it's to make money. They love the sport of golf. And I mean, golf is intimidating for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, we teach a lot of lessons, and how many people come and are like, well, my company's got to scramble. I just don't feel like, well, what's more inviting? These guys that have their shirts untucked, speakers on their carts. I'm not a huge fan of this, by the way, but this is what it is, and it is growing. That's way more inviting than an old man who wants to yell and talk down to you. And this guy is at every golf course in America.
Oh, all of them.
And they're on the range. Just a little side note, we were talking about this because I have girls, you have sisters who are really good at golf.
Very good.
And can just smash the ball, hit it a long way. Every range I go to, there is some old man, okay, that has to go and condescendingly talk to one of my daughters and offer their words of wisdom. And I'm like, okay, the sport has changed. It's not a bunch of old guys that got good back in the early 90s and 80s. We're training athletes. Like here at Short Game, we're training athletes. We're training your mind, your body. And we're not the only ones. There's academies all over the place that are training athletes. These kids that are golfers, well, you just ran a marathon, right? They're doing things. And there was athletes back in the day. Gary Player, I think, ran 5 miles every day. I think Tiger was running 2, but Tiger just changed it to where you wanted to make fun of golfers, and then you saw Tiger and you're like,
and you can,
kind of cool, man. So LIV is part of all of this.
Yep.
So TGL, and we're kind of jumping around the timeline, but the TGL launches, and it's who's I mean, Tiger and Rory.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear Tiger really criticize LIV that much.
No.
Tiger's pretty smart. He kind of shuts his mouth. Rory was the worst.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Rory fan. I'm a fan of his swing, and he's a great golfer. I am not a fan of Rory. He should shut his mouth. Whoever his agent is should have told him just be quiet, because he lost a ton of fans.
Yeah.
And he had to just mock LIV. He was like literally just an extension of the PGA Tour. They got some of their players to vocally criticize it. Oh, it's stupid. It's not golf. It's on a golf course. Do you realize the casual fan, how stupid this looks? Somebody coming in. That's not golf? No, that's not golf.
Well, why not?
Because it's 3 rounds.
And they wear shorts.
And it's shotgun format. It's the dumbest
Do you know
thing.
how many junior tournaments I've played that have been shotgun?
Yeah. Well, so what did LIV have going for it? One, they got the greatest announcer in the history of golf, David Faraday.
Yeah, love that guy.
It's not even close. And so now we have to listen on CBS. Like, he used to be on, I think he went NBC, but he was awesome. I loved him. And he was always making jokes or saying things. And now we got to be, well, back in my day. And it's like, come on, man. Like, I do think we need to lighten up a little bit. So Wesley Bryan, he plays, talk to me about what he played, because I don't know a ton about it, but he played some exhibition match.
Yeah, he played in the LIV duels.
Okay, so what was that?
Those are just 9-hole 2-man scrambles for YouTube.
Okay.
But it's at LIV courses.
Okay.
And LIV is sponsoring the money. So, like, the winning team gets $250,000.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
But it's LIV's money.
And were LIV players in it?
They were, yeah. So each team would have a LIV captain.
Yeah, okay.
With a YouTuber, which it was so much fun. Those were great.
Okay, so Wesley Bryan plays in that.
Yeah.
He's won twice on tour, I think. Once or twice.
Once.
Just once.
Yeah, he won the RBC.
Yeah. He gets suspended immediately.
Yeah.
He says, I've been suspended from the PGA Tour and I plan to appeal. Okay. You know what the PGA Tour's response is?
No.
No conversation is necessary. He has to sit down. No conversation is necessary. What are we afraid of? Okay, so let's go back to the official World Golf Rankings. We wait 2-3 years, I think. LIV finally gets rankings. Okay. So they say, all right, here's the deal. Because you're only 3 rounds, we're not going to give you rankings. So LIV changes this year in 2026. We'll do 4 round tournaments. you're going to do 4-round, but we don't like that the bottom half of your tour. We don't like that you're not like the PGA Tours is essentially what
Yeah.
it is. And I have a feeling they could copy the PGA Tour exactly, and they still wouldn't get the same. So what did they do? They go, well, the top 10 finishers will get world ranking points, but nobody else. So I believe it's a 57-man field.
Yeah.
Okay, so 57-man field. And I saw somewhere, I don't know if this is true, but it sounds right. If the top 57 players in the world joined LIV right now, in 1 year's time, 40 or 45 of them would be outside the top 500 in the world.
Yeah.
So it's to use world ranking to get into majors. The PGA Tour has successfully partnered with the official World Golf Rankings. This is so biased. If this was in any other industry, you'd be like, come on, guys. To shut any LIV guys out, especially young guys. And I promise you, that's what they're most concerned about. They don't want these young college superstars going to LIV. They need them on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
So they have ranking, but it's all. And so we were talking about fields, right? So Tiger holds an event, the Hero World Challenge, and it's something like 20 guys.
Yeah.
And the top 17 get world ranking. And I believe they get like almost twice as much as they would get in LIV. So the PGA Tour would say, yeah, well, that's fair because our fields are better. Why are your fields better?
Yeah.
Our ranking is better, but you rigged the ranking because it wasn't that way. John Rahm was like number 2 when he went to LIV. Bryson DeChambeau, I think, was 5. Dustin Johnson, I believe, was in the top 10.
Yeah.
Sergio was up there. So that is, that's such garbage.
Yeah.
So all of this stuff is being spoken of against LIV, and the guy behind the PGA Tour, Jay Monahan, is the commissioner. To me, is the worst commissioner in all of sports.
Yep.
And I would love to have him on this. He's not going to show up on this podcast, but I would love to talk to him because when I've studied leadership a ton, and I think it was a complete failure of leadership. And the nightmare is still ongoing. I don't know how he still has a job, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he should have lost it a while ago.
It's unbelievable. So he's an old, I'm stuck in tradition, which I will say this. That's what I love about golf. I love that they play on these courses that they've played on for 100 years.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing. I love that about the PGA Tour. I love that my friend and yours, Bill Rogers, played on some of these courses in the 70s.
Yeah.
And they're still playing on them today. That's so cool. I love that. But I love that golf is growing. I like the YouTube segment, right? I'm not a huge fan of LIV, but I know people that went to LIV events and they loved them. And they were like, it was amazing. And it's like, well, all I hear in the media is there's nobody there. And they said, no, that wasn't the truth. It was busy.
Yeah.
And it was cool. Some people don't like the music. That's fine. I don't care for it. It's really not my cup of tea. I'm not I don't have a High Flyers hat. I'm not a big closet LIV fan, but I'm pretty opinionated on how they could have fixed this.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, Jay Monahan is a weak leader. He is an insecure leader, and he probably has backers that were maybe pressuring him, but is you could teach a masterclass in how not to handle, let's call it a crisis for the PGA Tour. Okay. So first off, Phil Mickelson comes to you. Okay. Now maybe this is accurate, maybe it isn't, but let's paint this picture. Phil Mickelson comes to you and he's like, hey, we want a share of the media because I'm all over social media now. You're profiting off of my highlights. You know that one where I'm like hitting it between 2 trees at Augusta National to a foot? You've played that a million times. I want to share.
Yep.
And they go, no, we don't have any money. And I'm not going to talk to you. Okay, well, first off, this is a Hall of Famer. You better take that meeting and you better sit down and talk with them.
Yeah.
And you better find out their concerns because Phil's key to LIV. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how much he owns, but he's key to LIV.
Yeah.
And his vision, when I heard his vision about LIV, I was like, that's kind of cool, because he goes, we want to have like a franchise. They have these teams to where when you're out of college, it's so hard to make it on tour. You're like living in, you're sharing hotel rooms, you're bumming rides off of people. It's expensive. And he goes, you basically get drafted by one of these teams.
Which
We
that's
pay
what they
you.
just
We
did
pay
with
you.
Lasasso.
Okay.
They just took him out of college.
There you
Phil's
go.
team did.
Yeah. And so then they take you, you have a home course, like wherever it's at, right? They say Phil's home course, probably somewhere in Arizona. I can't remember what that one is. I want to call it Black Rock, but I think that's like it's like a military contract or something. I think it's like Shadow Rock, or I don't know. And so suddenly you're drafted out of college. You now have Phil Mickelson as a mentor. You have his coaches, fitness, all this at your disposal. Now you have a membership at a course that's probably, God, it's probably $1 million to join or something. You have all of that. And so you can now hone your game. They're paying you probably a small salary, but enough.
Yeah.
And now you get a chance to play. I mean, that to me, I'm like, okay, I see that. I mean, I love that you go and risk on tour and you either make it or break it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But I get that. And I think, man, can you imagine being in school, getting out, and you get drafted by a team? And you're like, what are you doing all day? You're like, working on my game, playing a world-class course, playing money games with Phil Mickelson, get my butt kicked, but I'm learning and I'm getting better. Well, that guarantees you're going to get 2 to 3 years probably of that. And then if you can't make it, go sell insurance like everybody else in the golf business.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that stuff?
Yeah. No, I think that part's really cool because, like, I mean, not everybody's making it on tour.
No.
But to get that chance to go mentor with Phil Mickelson of all people,
yeah,
that's a pretty cool one to get to go shadow. It's a great way to learn.
What do you think the reason for not either coming to some type of agreement with Phil Mickelson, and they would say, the media would say, oh, well, he blackballed him, right?
Yeah.
He blackballed Jay Monahan. He told him, either give me this or, your wife and kids are dead, or something. What do you think the reason would be for not sitting down and having some type of discussion?
Well, I think he's scared. He's scared of any competition, that anything would be better than the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
That's the only reason anybody wouldn't.
And I think we would agree. LIV's not better than the PGA Tour.
No, the PGA Tour is that's golf.
Yep. So Monahan doesn't do that, and then he comes out and just starts trashing all these guys. We don't have money. We don't have money. We don't have money. Lo and behold, because you're getting $4 million if you win a LIV event.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that money's not going to stay forever. Eventually, they're going to have some sponsors.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, the PGA Tour has elevated events. And I'm like, elevated events? What is that? Well, that's where our top guys get in these, and they're guaranteed money. Then they start giving I don't know what it is. It's like they start giving them money for, essentially their equity in the tour. Tiger starts getting paid, and Tiger hadn't been playing at all. And you're like, oh my gosh. They're trying to work all this out. And it's good leadership in my mind sees the road ahead, suggests what they think the scenario and the challenge is going to be, and then tries to guide through it. This is total reactionary to everything. He's reacting to everything. Oh, shoot. Where'd they come up with the money? They didn't have the money. Well, we found it. Okay, whatever. And then so we got that with Mickelson, Jay Monahan. Then it comes out that he makes $23 million a year.
Yeah.
Which I know, being a commissioner in sports is a lot. You're probably just whining and dining your sponsors. But in my opinion, he went about this so wrong because he was insecure. He was worried about the competition. What would have been the harm of just embracing it? Well, one, try to work out a deal with Mickelson and give the players more rights. But let's say LIV comes along and you're not able to stop it. Why not go, we feel like we have such a superior product on the PGA Tour and players, but I understand anybody that would go for dedicated money. Instead, he didn't. It was like, how dare you? You're taking immoral money. You're worse than a murderer, mass murderer. You're the worst of the worst. And I don't think they should have painted it that way. I think they should have just said, hey, it's a hard living. It's not for everybody. And I don't blame anybody that would go get guaranteed money. The one thing the tour has is we feel we have better players and we have the history of these tournaments.
Yeah.
Like we have Riviera. We have, all these amazing places. You know what they don't have though? Trump Doral. The PGA Tour had Trump Doral. Well, it was just Doral before Trump bought it. Okay. And I watched tournaments finished on that. It was so great. I remember a guy named Craig Perry holding out for Eagle on the 18th, and it was incredible. But that was one of my favorite events. They move it to Mexico, and it's not a popular event. And I think it's done now. It's already ran its course. And I think they are coming back to it this year, but it's a different event. Well, LIV capitalized on that. That was a colossal mistake by the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour moved away from that. They can't convince me otherwise because Trump was so polarizing. People either love him or they hate him. And the PGA Tour is just like, we're not gonna take a side. Well, guess what? Golf is not political.
Mm-hmm.
Play on his course. Who cares? It's one of the best courses in the world. So they moved to Mexico, which felt kind of calculated because Trump was through it, doing his, build that wall stuff. And they move a tournament. They happened to move from his event to Mexico. It felt like that was a little bit calculated, but the LIV jumped in. They said, let's do it there, Doral.
Yeah.
It's a great course. I think that was a great move by LIV. I think they've got a long way to go. I'm not sure what they're exactly trying to be.
Yeah.
But I'm so sick of hearing Brandel Chambly, and they trash everybody. And you can just go online, any post about LIV, go on social media. There is 1,000 comments of how stupid the guys are, how bad at golf they are. These are probably from guys that shoot 90.
Yeah. It's always those guys that have an opinion.
Yeah. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, you were in the gallery cheering for Phil Mickelson for about 20 years.
Oh, everybody loved Phil.
And so now they're horrible golfers. Sergio Garcia is a bad golfer. Has-beens. Give me a break. Like, when did anybody ever call John Daly a has-been?
Yeah.
And we love John Daly.
And he would have been the exact guy that would have gone to LIV.
Oh, yeah. John Daly would have been on LIV.
That's exactly what his vibe is.
Yeah, I think he would have been that. But maybe not. But I think he would have been. Yeah. And so I think instead of embracing the challenge, hey, we've got the best. We feel like we've got the best tour. But obviously, if we've got top guys leaving, we got to look at ourselves and how we can improve and how we can be more viable. We are concerned that there's a massive younger market that we are not reaching.
Yeah.
There's only so many old guys sitting in their recliner on a Sunday afternoon watching golf. So I think he could have handled it that way. The way I've always viewed LIV, and I think the big mistake the tour made, one, I don't mind them being painted as villains a little bit because you could have done a LIV versus PGA. It would have been awesome.
Fun.
Yep.
Like Ryder Cup style.
Should have done it. And they're like, wow, PGA Tour would smoke them. Maybe not. It would have been fun. And you do need a villain. It's not bad to have a villain. But I think you could have done it without being so disrespectful to
for sure.
So many fans. Like, if you root for LIV, you're an idiot.
Yep.
And you don't know what real golf is. I mean, the fact that you said, like, well, I like the younger with the music and all that. Depending on how many people we have watching this podcast, if there's any over 50s, they just tuned out. They're like, stupid kids. I'm sick of that music. I don't like music on the golf course either. If I play, I don't like that. I do like the tradition, but golf, you know what I also liked growing up? Empty golf courses.
Yeah.
It was the best, and they're not empty anymore. No. So, and I'm good with the direction this is going. So what do you think Monahan, like, I don't even know what he can do at this point, but I would have viewed LIV more as to me, it was the retirement age is younger. It should be the Champions Tour.
Yeah.
in my opinion. You can still leave the Champions Tour, and that can be like the super senior. But LIV, I would have done it more in like that's what I would have done it as. I would have said
Yeah.
like, yeah, like you can earn your way there, but you got to be over like 35 or whatever it is. I would have tried to work with them for sure. And then this YouTube stuff, a colossal disaster. What you're doing to Wesley Bryan,
Yeah.
who's growing the game, which tells you the PGA Tour is not interested in growing the game. They're interested in keeping what they believe is theirs.
Yep. They're just so stubborn that they won't change, even if it brought the game to the ground. Like, they would never change.
Yeah. And so world golf ranking, we're like, okay, so now we have eyes on that. We're like, okay, so there's this organization keeping this. One other thing, I didn't really have this in the notes, but they're rolling the ball back. Okay. So this is I'm just miffed about this because I think this is the wrong way to go. I think it's stupid. They're rolling the ball back. What is that? Well, we're limiting the flight of the ball. It's not going to go as far. Okay. Because everybody's hitting it too far. That's what they're saying. All right. So why not just cap it right now? Why
Yeah.
why are we rolling this back? By the way, the ball when I was growing up went nowhere until the Pro V1 came out, and it was immediately 20 yards longer than any
Yeah.
other ball. So everybody's hitting it further, but I think that's more of a product of we've got better athletes now.
Yeah.
These guys are jacked, they're in the gym, and I think they will find that missing distance, even though you limit this. So I don't have a problem with capping the ball. I don't know where you're at on it, but I don't have a problem with them capping it. I don't like them rolling back and going back a few years.
No, I don't see why they're taking it back. Doesn't make sense, really.
Okay, so let's make it make sense. We got the world golf ranking. Then we have the USGA doing this, and it's like, why are they doing this? Well, there's some historic courses, Shinnecock. Well, I'm going to miss all the names, but a lot of these older, amazing courses don't have enough land to lengthen their course to be competitive. So I'll guarantee the governing bodies of those courses, they go, hey, you've been holding U.S. Opens here for 100 years. Roll that ball back. Or they're going to have to find new sites. So that would be kind of sad finding the new sites. But in my opinion, I'm like, why does everything have to be long to be challenging? Why can't we skinny up the fairways?
Yeah. I think it's hard, though, because, like, even if they do, like, these guys are out there shooting 30 under in a week. Like,
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I do think that's ridiculous. I hate watching a tournament where 30 unders the win.
I know. It's
just a putting contest.
it doesn't even feel realistic at that point. Like,
Yeah, it's
when you're
crazy
doing-
how good they are.
Yeah, it's insane.
But so we've got Exhibition Golf Live. Now we got the TGL. This is the very definition of exhibition. It's indoors. They're hitting into a giant screen. I think it's stupid. That's my opinion on it. But I don't like, I'll tell you what I would think would be cool with the TGL. If you had teams of average Joes playing. So you have your San Antonio team, you have,
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. I do like, there's something on ESPN. I don't know if you've played it here at Short Game, but it's called the Grass League. Have you seen that? It's on par threes and it's at night. And it's like, you have guys that, I think like Matt Ryan for the Falcons or something. But there was, I may be wrong on that, but there was like Colt Knost was playing it. There was a girl, man, I can't think of her name, but she's on the LPG tour. She's playing. It's a little professional par three. Her and her brother, they're on teams. It looked awesome. And I'm like, I like things like that. Like it's after hours. It's a par three challenge, but it's highly competitive.
Yeah.
And I think there's cool stuff like that. So I don't have a problem with TGL doing that stuff, but I do think Rory was motivated by, I think LIV, when he saw the exhibition, he goes, that could take away from some of my TGL TV deals, possibly. He has no idea. And it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But LIV's on CW. They make fun of that. It's not there anymore. I think it moved to Fox.
Yeah.
They ripped CW. Oh, how dare CW even exist as a TV network? What are we talking about?
It's because when they don't have an argument, they just start trying to disrespect people.
Yeah.
It's the only way they know how.
And so that's called gaslighting. So when you can't win an argument, you call somebody a name enough times until everybody repeats it. And honestly, they've succeeded because this last week in LIV, this was an incredible story.
Yeah.
Anthony Kim, so you don't even remember him back when he was on tour, but he won on tour 16 years ago. He was on the Ryder Cup. He was awesome. His last win on the PGA Tour was 16 years ago. He gets into just bad way of life. Definitely alcoholism. I don't know if he was into drugs and all that stuff, but and the reason we know that because he comes back and he looks nothing like he did. I mean, he looked like he had a hard life.
Yeah.
But he's got a wife and kid now. LIV gives him an opportunity, and the guy runs with it.
Yeah.
Like he plays, he's pretty bad for a little bit, but he was so talented. And this last week, I think it was the Four Aces that drafted him, right?
Yeah.
He's Patrick Reed's replacement.
Yeah.
So they, which the PGA Tour was like, Patrick Reed's coming back.
Yeah.
But they'll take anybody at this point.
Yeah.
So he is in the final group with John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau. And they have 5 shots lead on him. And it's in Australia. It's at an actual course I think the PGA Tour has played. So it's a real golf course. He shoots 9 under par.
Yeah. Played unbelievable.
And wins. And I'm like, and then he comes out and he's crying because he's like 16 years in between professional wins. Well, now the media is forced to cover that because it's like, it is actually a really good story.
Yeah.
And they're like, and he's like, I just wanted to provide for my wife and my daughter. And then the next day he talks about what a bigger moment was he was 3 years sober, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I click on the story. It's like golf.com had it, and I'm on Facebook. People are like, not bad for exhibition. And they just, I mean, it was insult after insult
Yeah,
after
it's
insult. It was pretty
ridiculous.
sick. And then you'd have a guy that would pop off a comment and go, guys, this is an incredible story. And they just, I mean, oh yeah, well, I bet you sit down when you pee. It's like, holy cow. I mean, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
He said, if you keep fighting, you'll never lose.
Yep.
First professional win in 16 years. Why did the LIV give him the path and the PGA Tour didn't?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like LIV kind of likes that underdog story.
Yeah.
And the PGA Tour does not care.
Yeah.
At all.
It's super sad. I do hate what is going on. I hope Jay Monahan is replaced.
Yeah.
Because I don't like what's going on in professional golf. It's super stupid. Yeah. So some of the comments, LIV wins don't matter. We had Taylor Gooch, who was a superstar at Oklahoma State, I believe, wins 3 times in a row, I think,
Yeah.
LIV. Doesn't get into the Masters. And he's famous for saying like basically, if I'm not in it, then it doesn't count, and they're like, anything those guys say in joking, they immediately are like, yeah, how dare he? But they can say whatever they want. Rory can be mean and insult these guys' families. They don't care. Yeah. Why? LIV wins don't matter. It doesn't count. Let's see what they do on the tour. You're like, okay, all right. I mean,
but if you look at the average PGA Tour event field compared to a LIV event field,
yeah,
it's not even close. Like half the guys you don't even know that are on the PGA Tour.
I know. The tour is failing miserably on telling stories. So to me, however many guys you got on tour, 120 or whatever it is, they keep their card. You should be constantly telling stories on where that guy came from, who his family is, things like that, because you need to give the American people an opportunity to fall in love with them.
Yep.
And so they would just rather televise Scotty all the time. We love Scotty. And lo and behold, Brooks Koepka's contract runs out at LIV. And he's going to come back to tour. Well, they celebrate him. Like they issue a statement immediately. And it's like, former major winners in the last 2 years or 3 years may come back to the PGA Tour. Well, Phil Mickelson won one 4 years ago. Yeah, I mean, they're clearly making sure that he can't come back. So Brooks comes back and he plays Torrey Pines. I don't know if you watched any of that or you had it on here. They literally televised every single shot he made.
Yeah.
And he didn't play that good, but I'm like, they're so desperate.
The one they need to televise is Blades Brown.
Yeah.
Like earlier this year.
Yeah.
Top of the leaderboard, and you hardly ever saw him on there.
You see, they're missing opportunities. They've got their guys that they've anointed as the next big thing. Ludwig's struggling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, let's tell the story. Like, when I was growing up, well, I remember Jordan Spieth at 14 years old playing in Dallas. I remember Justin Thomas playing a tournament. We're not hearing these type
Yeah.
of stories. They're spending all their energy gaslighting on LIV rather than just going, "Hey, it's not our cup of tea. We think we've got the superior product. We think our players are good, although they've got some good." I mean, compliment your competition.
Yeah.
I've told you
It
guys
makes you
always.
look better if
Yes,
you talk up your competition
always,
than if you're talking down on your competition, then, like,
always. I've told you guys that always when we play. Don't ever insult your competition. It makes you look so stupid,
yep.
especially when you win. Talk them up. You win by 30
Yeah,
shots. It
if you
doesn't
win and
matter.
you're like, "Oh, they just played terrible," well, then that makes your round look worse.
Yeah. So Bryson DeChambeau's the next one. They're sure they're going to get him back, and maybe they do. But he said a YouTube only path is an incredibly viable
Yeah,
option.
so, like, last year he made, like, over 8 million just on YouTube alone.
Yeah.
Like, he's fine without
Yeah.
LIV or PGA Tour.
The only thing they have is they're going to try to limit the majors, and they're using that as it's a pretty aggressive tactic because they jumped in with USGA, right? They're all partnered with this. I thought Augusta National was pretty good on it, and I think they are giving LIV winners an exemption now. I think I might be wrong. And then the RNA, everybody's slowly softening up the longer it goes. Again, not my cup of tea, but
Yeah.
why are we handling it this way? Like, why are we so opposed? I think he'll go down. I think Jay Monahan will go down as one of the worst commissioners ever.
Yeah.
He's not growing the game. He's fighting it. Who was it did like Grant Horvat got to play a pro-am,
Yeah.
but can't video it.
Yeah. Like, he's probably, like, the number one YouTube golfer. Like, he's known by everybody, and you don't let him film. Like, that's not just promotion for him, but for the PGA Tour. Like,
It's not even hard.
I
Like,
know.
just partner. Take most of, yeah, Grant, we're going to allow you to film. We're going to take 90% of the revenue.
Yeah.
And you're going to take 10. Or maybe they offered him that and he said, "Yeah, I don't think so."
Yeah.
What do you think are the, I mean, who knows what this is going to turn into, but I know what I was thinking is going back to TGL. The PGA Tour will retweet or repost TGL stuff as highlights as if it's their own. It's guys hitting a golf ball into a screen. They reposted this drive. I think it might have been Ashke Batia,
But yeah.
and he was like, it went like almost 400 yards. It's a simulator, guys. It's a simulator. And they're like, what a drive. And I'm like, are you kidding? This is the same group that's trashing LIV, that's on actual golf courses,
Yep.
or trashing YouTube golf. What's
Yeah,
the deal?
Like, TGL would not look as bad if they hadn't trashed on LIV so much.
I know. And it's mostly Rory.
Yeah. Which he's kind of quieted down now.
Well, yeah, because at some point somebody went, what are you doing?
He did shut up.
The PGA Tour let him stick his neck out there and take all the brunt of that, and they didn't back him up.
No.
It's sad to me. I love golf, and I think we could all play nice together.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing if somebody likes LIV. I know people that hated it and still went to it and then came back with a totally different opinion. They said, that was super cool.
Yeah.
It was fun because, like, the way the media paints it, you would think these guys are like 80 shooters.
Oh, I know.
And then you're going to go and watch them hit it. You're going to hear them hit it. And for all these guys that shoot 90, these keyboard warriors on social media, like, you've probably never heard an actual golf ball be hit correctly because it doesn't sound the same.
No, it sounds so different. And it pierces through the air. Like,
Yeah.
It's not even close.
So we go out. We just got back from California. Destiny had a tournament at Stanford, and we go to the public range, and the players could warm up there, but they're not at that time. There's no other players there. We're like the only ones, and it's packed with just college students topping it and everything. Well, Destiny starts hitting, and she's flushing everything, and it's just that sound of like nothing but ball, and
Yeah.
it's like I just sit back and watch, and guys are like looking around like, what's that sound? And it's like, that's what it's supposed to sound like.
Yep.
And you go to a live event, you're going to hear that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember the first PGA Tour event I went to. I couldn't get over how solid those guys hit it, and I remember leaving like, I suck. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think the future is?
Yeah. For LIV, I think it's gonna depend on if Bryson stays or not.
Yeah.
That is huge for them. If he leaves LIV, then it's gonna go downhill.
What if he leaves and just stays on the YouTube side and doesn't join the PGA Tour?
I still just think even then, just LIV losing him no matter what. Like,
Yeah. But YouTube golf's not going anywhere.
no.
Yeah.
But like, I think LIV's biggest guy is Bryson.
100%. John Rahm's not, I don't think.
No.
And I hate, because I want to see those guys play all the time, and I wish the LIV and PGA Tour had, and everybody's going to blame LIV. I'm not saying they've been totally righteous in everything they've done,
Yeah.
but I am going to put if the PGA Tour is the big brother or they're the godfather or whatever they are, the responsibility was on them.
Yep.
For sure, to handle this much better. And I would have loved to seen, 8. Well, okay, we've got the 4 majors. I'd like to see everybody, all the best playing. And then give us 4 more events where they're mixed. So, because I want to tune in and I want to watch Scotty go against Bryson.
Yeah.
And John Rahm and all those guys. Scotty is great. He's clearly the number 1 in the world, but I'd like to see him have a little bit of competition.
Yeah.
Tiger had some competition back in his day. Ernie Els, Phil Mickelson, Vijay Singh. There was guys out there that probably didn't make him nervous. Tiger was awesome. But there were some good guys in their own right, and it's sad to see what it's become.
Well, like if they would do a LIV and PGA Tour event, you think about like the Ryder Cup, and what makes it so great is that rivalry.
Yeah.
The trash talk the whole time.
Yes.
And so if they would just do that, like,
what's funny is we go America versus Europe, and we hate Europe.
oh yeah.
But those guys will play on the tour throughout the year, and they're friends. And the tour guys are still friends with some of these LIV guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And who was it that was Wyndham Clark was so upset with LIV because he didn't take their money. I don't know why they offered him anyways. He's in the Patrick Reed category. Like, I think Patrick Reed actually has toned down a little bit, but Wyndham Clark, I can't stand him.
No.
He trashed like a locker room at Oakmont or something. I mean, it's totally embarrassing.
Been caught cheating on camera. Like,
so he goes, well, if I knew that I could have went and taken the money and then just came back like Brooks, I would have done it. It's like, oh my goodness. I'm not sure why Brooks is coming back to the PGA Tour.
yeah, I don't know.
He was good when he was playing his majors, but he's always been a different cat. I mean, all those guys are, but where we've seen him on Full Swing, the documentary and stuff. That made me not like him a lot. He was just like kind of moping around his house. And his wife's like, you're winning. And he's like, I'm not winning. And it's like, dude, be quiet. You're married to a supermodel. You get to play golf for a living, and you live in this gigantic mansion. You're kind of winning at life. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
But yeah, so it's interesting. YouTube stuff, and it's interesting to see where it all goes. But let us know your opinion. Tell us where we're wrong. Let's have a discussion. It can be civil. You can insult us if you want. You can try to gaslight us, but you're not going to succeed. I know who I am, and I know my opinion on these things. We do have coming up on a future podcast. I do have PGA Tour winner, major winner, Bill Rogers.
Yeah,
going to sit
that'd be a
down.
good one.
Yeah, but probably won't talk about LIV. He's all those old guys are rightfully so. They're sad to see what they had disappearing.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. And a lot of those guys know these guys behind the scenes. So some of these guys, they're like, that guy's a total dirtbag. We don't like him. That's fine. We don't have that access. But outside looking in, I think everybody should stop gaslighting on LIV. Play nice together. Let's applaud what Anthony Kim did.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, and people had to say, like, I haven't watched a single LIV, but I did watch Anthony Kim. It's like, come on. Right, you were watching some highlights. You saw some of it, right? You saw some on there, but you had to, say it was stupid. But anyways, that's our opinions on the matter. Let us know in the comments, and we'll find another divisive topic to talk about. Maybe something else in golf, or if there's something you'd like us to talk about, then drop us a line. Hello, you're still there. Great. Hit like, subscribe, make sure the bell's on. You won't miss another one of these fantastic episodes.